I'm out walking this morning, trying to do it every day, but honestly, it's really hard. What I am trying to do every day is do something physical, something that helps my body continue to stay in some level of high performance. Um, Even if it's just stretching, I'll do a 30-minute stretching routine, yoga, basically a little yoga routine at the gym in my building. And it's helping me a lot. So the big point behind that I learned a few years ago that I've been at it for a while though, but I learned to do this. It became more of a priority for a couple of reasons. One, my father had a stroke. My brother died. I say that a lot, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my family, but it's information for me. So that ties into yesterday. I went to see my doctor and get my checkup. And the first time I really went to her, and it was all hands on deck kind of thing, was after my father's stroke. Because it was like, okay, I realized I think I need to get checked out before it's my turn. I'm the next oldest male in the family, so I don't want to go out like that. So that was the big wake up call. I've always maintained some level of health and awareness. When I was 25, I got a job at a health food store, Ann's health food store here in Dallas, which made me really keenly aware, made me keen to the idea of taking care of yourself, eating better, protein, supplements, eating greens, vegetables, stuff like that, right? So I've been on that path all my life. I've never eaten horribly. But of course, I'm still human. So that's number one. I had those things happen in my family. Number two, this idea was given to me. I read this, feel from a couple of different people, different versions of it, which was nothing happens without your health. Nothing happens without your body. Everything that you want to do and accomplish on any given day is downstream from having a good mind, mental space, and a good body that can move you from here to there. And even if it's not an active activity, your body is still housing your big brain. So it is of absolute importance. Man, the colors got really nice. It's cloudy, and it's beautiful. It feels nice right now. So that really took it to another level in terms of priority. I'm not trying to compete, so I'm not doing the crazy things. I'm not getting jacked. I do want to look good because I have a woman and a fiance and the partner I want to look good for her. She's my motivation in terms of that component and just carrying myself and looking good in the mirror. More than anything, it's knowing that and respecting the fact that our body is everything. Keeping our body in shape as long as possible is everything. I had knee surgery last year, which really bummed me out, but I was in a good place in my life where I could afford it eventually. Thank goodness for care credit. And I'm just now getting back into the space of being able to really be fully functioning with my knees and walking. So I'm trying to do that diligently. It's tough, right? Something else I heard today that relates to all this that is important to keep in mind, because I think we all have this in our minds. So I'll go ahead and speak on it, which is this idea of death. As you get older, I'll be 50 this year in a couple months, bro. 50 years old. That's crazy to me. I remember being the young kid in every room, the young punk that shouldn't be in the room, but for some reason they let me in the room, or they put me in management or some type of leadership position. Always the youngest, always the youngest. And now I'm usually one of the oldest in every room. Not always. Maddox, I hear you. You're getting older, right? My parents are getting older. They're 80 plus. I'll be 50. So mortality, right? We all think about it, our mortality. And the thing that I heard today that reminded me of that, it made me put something new, a new framework around it, which is we talk about the elephant in the room being death. But the truth is that the room is the elephant. Life is absolutely a gift, but death is in every corner of our life. Not because it wants to take our life, but because it's just a reality. I once had she was a probate and will attorney. She did probates and wills. And she said something to me that has always stuck with me. This is what's cool about meeting a lot of cool people. She said to me that we take for granted life. We feel like, oh, we're going to die in 60s, 70s, 80s. But the fact is, any given moment, we could die, especially if you leave the house. But even if you stay in the house, every day you wake up, you're not 100% certain that you will make it to the bed at the end of the night. And some might die in bed, right? Because it's just their time. But every single day, there's a probability that you won't make it home, or someone you know won't make it home. And I imagine in that moment, because it's true, we know that intellectually, we know that there are people who will go to work today and won't make it home. There are people that will go to work today and will get ripped apart from their families because of all the immigration crap going on. The heartless crap. Today's episode of Becoming Better Ancestors is brought to you by me. That's right, TV the Marketer, founder of Rockstar.Marketing, where we help small businesses stop being invisible and start becoming unforgettable. That's what you are. If you run a local business and you're tired of throwing money away on ads that don't work, or worse, trusting your cousin's friend who does marketing on the side, it's time to call in the pros. We do digital advertising, video marketing, AI integrations, and strategy that actually gets results. No fluff, no excuses, just ROI. Head on over to www.rockstar.marketing. It's a real thing. And let's make some marketing magic happen. Not worry about all that, not just the death, but obviously being ripped from my family as an immigrant. I'm Mexicano. I was born in Mexico. I'm an immigrant. Been here since I was a kid, but I'm still scared every day that I'm not going to make it home, either in one piece or at all, because something crazy happens. The risk is always there. We are always this close to death, and every day is, as corny as it sounds, is a gift. So if you were to truly approach that with that mindset, or just that, hey, today might be my day, but you know what? I get to have this delicious food with these beautiful people. This is something from my latest podcast guest, Matthew Arau, who talks about the GET. I forget what he calls it, the GET method, the GET strategy. You get to do things. Oh, crap. I have to wash dishes. No, you get to wash dishes. You have dishes to wash. You had dishes to put food on. You had food to eat. And just enjoying the privilege that is life. As tough as it may be for all of us, we all have our stories. Death is looming. Death is all around us. Death is the room. Try not to take that for granted. I get to have this life. I get to have these struggles. Now, let's make sure that I have them and I'm taking care of myself, trying to go for walks, back to that. Like, you get to have this body. I get to have these aches, and the aches are information that maybe I should be doing more, stretching more. And that's what the goal for me is now, is while I have life, until it's taken from me, until my last breath, is enjoying it. Working the body out, going for walks, trying to eat as well as I can, having great conversations with people. Depending on your religious background, the purpose of life varies. Our purpose is just to be, to serve, and to give, and to enjoy as much of it as possible. So why not do it in a body that is serving me, that's maintaining me, that will work for me? So I'll finish with this in an effort to continue to develop and strengthen my body, because I plan on being here for a very, very long time, unless it's taken from me in the meantime. My knees are in much better shape than they have been in a while. I do walk long distances with relative ease. It still hurts, but you walk 10,000, 15,000 steps. I don't do that every day, by the way. I'm not trying to flex on you guys. I try to have 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day, but nonetheless, they're comfortable. I'm not worried about them. but it's time to run. Well, that's the thing that I did yesterday. Yesterday at the morning, I had my physical, and then had my blood drawn. I'll let y'all know how that goes. I felt good. I feel better than I ever have, than I can recall in my life. It's a year and a half since the knee surgery. I've been working on my mouth, and that's a mess, but that's a whole nother story. But my dentist, the teeth are very important to your health. I'm trying to do all these little things and big things, expensive things to take care of my health. But in the evening, hung out with Honorio. Um, is a man in the family, who's this father to one of the branches in our tree, trying to maintain a relationship with the various people. He's a good human. He strikes me as a good man. And he's the one that introduced me to this idea of running. I mean, running has been around forever, but this idea of this running club here in Dallas and Oak Cliff, I went a month ago and it kicked my butt. I know that it's the next step to really get my knees in better shape, because the knees are important. And just for context, I had knee surgery in December of 2024 for a torn meniscus in both knees. So at the same time, because I got a discount, I got knee surgery. I had that repaired, I suppose. And I'm just now trying to run. And I'm hearing crazy cool things about running and how it extends your life and quality of life in general. Like, I can use a few more years. Let's play that game. I'll bet on that. I'll take that. So I went the first time with him last month, and it's a bit of a torture. Everything hurt. The biggest pain was my feet. They're not used to getting the pounding. Then my knees. Then my gut starting to get cramps. Breathing. Like, it's just a mountain of things. Running is pretty involved. It involves the whole body. If you go work out, you work out the chest, and it's primarily the chest and whatever other muscles need to support it, but it's kind of isolated. Running involves everything. So my knees were hurting, my back, everything was hurting the next day, but not that bad. So I felt promising. So yesterday I went for the first time since then, and we finished the track around the Trinity. It was a little over 2 miles. We did it in, I forgot what he said, like 15 minutes. But the last third of the thing, whatever that is, the third of the route, we walked primarily, catching my breath. But man, I felt good. I didn't feel as bad. I didn't get any cramps. Got sweat. My biggest challenge, I think, which makes sense, is going to be at my feet. My feet health, foot health, the little muscles in my feet. Learning how to run, like just to run, basic or running. All kids know how to run. They just do it. I'm here thinking, because I felt like my feet were doing this to try to land, and it was becoming more and more challenging, and which was creating tension in my, it was just a mess. So then we stopped, we paused, we walked, and then we did it again. And I got a little better and got a little better, but I felt like I was learning to just basic running and how to plant my feet in a way that I guess makes sense. It was the craziest thing. So mentally I was on my feet. And of course, I think obviously you're running, the first point of impact is your feet. So it's trying to get that right. My knees hurt. Not terrible though. It wasn't bad enough to where I had to stop because of my knees. I stopped for mainly 2 reasons. My feet were just getting too sore. There's three things, I guess. Sweat in my eyes and just out of breath. So developing cardiovascular, the lung capacity, and getting used to pumping my lungs. So that's that. I'm excited though. I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to enjoy it. I don't want this to be a job so much as just a thing to do, to get escape. It's the socialization, the social component to this, which I think is, I'll leave you with this, as we head into this world where AI dominates everything, and we can have AI friends and AI hobbies and AI whatever. I think it's going to push more of us out to be out in nature, and there's groups of people that are doing all types of things. So there's the social component. There's a lot of people there. So as I continue to get more and more comfortable and start trying to hang out with them, start to make some new friends and just feel human. I think that's important, isn't it? Feeling human. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day while walking. I did 10,000 steps that day. And he was talking about his fear of AI and what it's doing to us. And we're all not going outside. I said, I think my take on that is we're going to want to feel things. We're going to realize how much we miss people, and we're going to correct or overcorrect, whatever we may call it, to actually pushing us outside to do more things. Oh, I think his chief argument was, how do we know what's true? Because everything can be fake, deep fakes. Everything's looking so good, it almost looks impossible to tell what's fake or not, what news is real, what people are even saying. I think we've always had a version of that, catfishing, right? But now it's even worse. So I think my response to that is, yes, that's possible, and it's probably going to happen, but also it's going to increase the value and the need to be out in real life, IRL, and hanging with people and getting our information from others, and actually just not groping, but touching. Oh, you're human. Let's get back to being human. Let's do more things. Let's get out of the house. Let's get a suntan. For me, get darker. Let's maintain our health. Let's connect. What are you doing to maintain your health? Are you actively or not actively getting out? What are you trying to do to change the story of your life and your health? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Email me. You have a good day. I hope to hear from you.